Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Cavs 6-2 in their last 8 games. Yes, they're not moving on in the in-season tournament. I'm not saying that the in-season tournament doesn't matter because the energy I saw in that building last night and the care that the players are putting into this, I think they're on the right track. For the first year, we'll see how the quarterfinals and semifinals go and how much.
I mean, the only thing I need a real improvement on is, one, make it just more clear what the hell's going on. 2, get those courts the hell out of here, dude.
The Cavs core was actually good, though.
But most of them are just trash.
You guys got to admit, that was done right. The Cavs court was done, instead of being all red and stuff, like a red carpet, because...
I wouldn't know because I can't watch, but...
I mean, you see pictures.
Me either.
Yeah.
I can't watch either.
I mean, you see clips on
Yeah,
Twitter,
I know.
right?
Yeah. It wasn't. Theirs wasn't that bad. There's a couple that
The
weren't
Pacers...
bad. But for the most,
The first
Pacers,
game that...
that was the one that was on TNT, I think.
Yeah.
So I got to see that, unfortunately, and it was pure eye torture. So...
What about the Lakers? What do you think about the Lakers court? 'Cause I saw clips of it and I thought it was horrible.
Probably
I
horrible.
think they could have, inverted those colors,
Yeah,
maybe.
because wasn't it more purple or whatever?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was just so garish that it was. Oh man.
Yeah. It was... A lot of them, even if you just saw it for a second on SportsCenter in a highlight, they were very difficult to look at.
The 76ers wasn't
It wasn't too
bad, but
Again, the Cavs was clean with that two-tone look, but it wasn't like you put one of their colors and put the most vibrant version of it out there on the floor, and then you're trying to offset it with this light color going down the middle so you can see the NBA Cup outlook and the key.
It's like watching basketball on Boise State's field. It's just kind of annoying.
But you know what? Here's the thing: is who cares about? the courts. Why even bother? Is it really that big of a deal?
I think that they're trying to letting people know that when they're watching, you're watching an in-tournament game.
Yeah,
just say
until
it.
people become accustomed to that.
And you could just make the center court the tournament. You're gonna
Yeah.
put the trophy there in the center court.
that would be better because, you said, some of those they're just so garish. It's
but
I can't stand watching.
they
them.
are so bad that you're going to remember them, and you're going to remember the time of the year that you watched them. So now next year you're going to realize, hey, we're in November, and
Well, and I guess
know,
we're talking
crappy
about
courts
it.
are
So
out.
they got us talking about it. So now we're going to, the conversation then builds, and it kind of sticks in your brain. Okay, this is November. I'm seeing kind of a different style court than I'm used to. Even the 2 different styles we have rolling with. Oh, in-season tournament. All right,
Yeah.
now, what do we got to do? We got to, do we have to go 4-0 in our group? Do we have to, have a couple blowouts?
Here's things that I want to Do you guys like that they have the point differential? Because I heard Garland doesn't like it because he kind of takes away. He's like, I'm up 20 points. I don't want to go shoot a 3 on someone.
So they were up 23 last night, and he looks back at the bench like he's dribbling, like he's just going to dribble out the game.
And they're probably yelling him to shoot it.
The Hawks have backed off, and he's at almost at center court line, and he's dribbling, just taking a couple steps forward, and looking back, and they tell him shoot it, so he steps into a 3. Now he front rims it because he didn't put all of his effort into it.
And
was
he's
a
probably double
half-assed-
thinking about just doing it, like he said. So
Yeah,
if
because
you're not fully convicted of what you're going to do, you're probably not going to do it right.
But teams can't get upset because a lot of teams were in that situation, and that's kind of the strategy. If the Hawks were in that strategy, that's what they would have had to do. Cavs have had assistant coaches with iPads watching all the other games, or at least the running scoreboard of all the other games. What do we need to do? What point total, what point differential do we need to get to? I think that the tiebreakers can be adjusted a little bit, but again, it's the first year. So
Yeah.
NBA tends to make changes more so for the good than the bad. The NFL just kind of puts a lot of stuff in the gray area. Baseball finally, I'll give Rob Manfred credit, finally made a good rule change this year with the clock, the pitch clock. I think games flowed a little bit better, and I didn't feel like it took away from the experience at all. But a lot of times, I think the NBA does more rule changes for the good than most other sports organizations in
Yeah, this is pretty
professional
good.
sports. So I I have a feeling in the offseason, Adam Silver and the owners and Players Association, they're all going to get together. Okay, what do we think of the in-season tournament? I know a lot of people talked about the point differential. Adam Silver will actually listen.
They're going to talk about what they like and don't like, and
it's a
what we're doing right now.
So the players will get what they want. If players have ideas, they'll get kind of what they want. But for right now, I think the in-season tournament has been a success.
Here's a thing I like about it that you won't see so much on the court is I think it's going to build a much better camaraderie on the teams amongst each other because you're playing for the 15th guy on the bench who's not making a whole – like it's going to double his salary. And he knows you're out there busting your ass for him. That means a lot to a team. And I think the teams that embrace that, it's going to help them a lot with their culture of their team.
And the biggest thing that I think, while the Cavs aren't moving on, they're not going to play, in like more brighter light situations. The brightest lights that this in-season tournament got was they're at home. They have to put it to the other team. They have to win by at least 21 points to give themselves a chance. That's what their goals were coming in. They won by 23. So the lights weren't too bright. And Donovan Mitchell said after the game, like, yeah, we would love to be moving on. We're going to go after it again next year. But we just got, like, experience in a playoff-like atmosphere and moment and situation. Like, those situational type things, this team just built that early in November. We'll see how that translates moving forward because, again, there's nights where this team just looks like they're not interested. They feel like they're going to make the playoffs, so they're going to try to flip that switch again. I want to see what this does to this team, knowing they have to come out, and even if they go down early, make all the adjustments, they're going to have to go out and stack as many wins together as possible. I wonder how that's going to help. We'll see how impactful the in-season tournament experience is for a team looking to build playoff experience and playoff success this year. I know they didn't start out well. I'm not going to blame it all on the injuries because there was a lot of turnovers, Evan Mobley not playing well, and still stuff that you don't want to see, bad habits going out there on the floor. But they're 6-2 in their last 8 games, and in a lot of those games, they've had their core back. Donovan Mitchell's come back, Karis LeVert's come back, Isaac Okoro has come back. He was a big spark off the bench to start the year when he wasn't coming off. Now Max Strus has starting to find his niche with the team, and they're looking like they're having fun and doing that and seeing the team that they truly are instead of the one that was like, well, JB's got to try to piece it together again. That's harder to do in the NBA when you got 82 games. You got to do it multiple times in just 1 week instead of just for one game like Coach Stefanski does with the Browns.